Yo lads, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Holy shit, been a long time since I uploaded and I want to just apologise. I know it's going to sound like every generic YouTuber apology. Oh, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded, I've been really busy. I've been depressed, stuff's been weighing me down. No, I've got none of those excuses. I've been working on a business, I've started from scratch. You get sick of the 9 to 5, boys. And when you've got that opportunity to get yourself out of it and generate passive income, you've got to jump on that opportunity. YouTube has never been anything more than a hobby for me. It's never allowed me to quit my 9 while 5. I've worked full time while I've done YouTube for the past 3.5 years. And when I get the opportunity to launch a business, I've got to jump on that. And I've been focusing my heart, effort and soul into that business for the past couple of weeks. And I've been dealing with a lot of other stuff. And I just wanted to focus on that, boys. But I do love YouTube. I don't want you to think I'm neglecting this channel. I do like uploading. And I'm back. I should try and stick to my upload schedule of 3 videos a week unless the business stuff starts coming in hard and heavy. Then I've got no excuse. Okay, so now I want to talk about this charade, this fad that's been spinning around the YouTube world for the past 2 years. I mean, from 2016 to 2018, it was YouTube diss tracks. Then from 2018 to 2020, it's been YouTube boxing matches, and this has just been a huge fad. We've got people saying, "Oh, it doesn't affect boxing." No, it doesn't. Now they're trying to stretch it into MMA. You've got JMX, KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Anise and Gibb, and countless other YouTubers doing this YouTube boxing bullshit. And I want to look at it from both perspectives, why people think it could be good and why I personally think it's a fucking fad that needs to be eradicated now. It's taken away from fully professional boxers. You've got people who've already got a career and they're just getting that greedy and, I don't know, that jealous of other people doing well when YouTube seems to it did seem to stagnate for a while, and then when they did this it revived some dead channels because they were getting wins in boxing, which is what Jake Paul's doing right now. His channel's fucking dying. And, I mean, it's still 5 times bigger, 50 times bigger than my channel. But the man's trying to revive his dying channel by doing these bullshit boxing matches. I don't want to break it to any of you, but you're not a professional boxer. You never will be a professional boxer. Yes, you've got a boxing license, but you're fighting other equally unprepared people who've trained for a couple of weeks and they think they're professional boxers. And you're seeing how cocky some of these fuckers get. And Ethan Gibb was talking like he was fucking Conor McGregor. And then you've got Jake Paul thinking he's Floyd Mayweather. And Logan Paul seems to be the only one that's hitting the nail on the head as it currently stands. He's saying he's not a professional. He might have a license, but he's nowhere near the level of the others. But then he comes out and says stupid shit like he'd beat people who are just professional, like wrestlers, not like WWE wrestlers, like collegiate wrestling. He'd beat some of those in MMA. I mean, like, dude, get off your high fucking horse. You're an entertainer, you're a YouTuber, you're a Vine star, you're not a professional fighter. Stop trying to be a fucking professional fighter. This whole bullshit was started by Joe Weller on KSI. You've got Joe Weller talking like he was, you know, that every kid grows up on that estate where there is that person that thinks they're untouchable. They bully other people until they get shut the fuck up and someone bigger than them bullies them and beats the shit out of them. And that was Joe Weller. He was talking like he was going to knock 10 bags of shit out of KSI, and I wanted, when that whole boxing charade bollocks was started, to KSI to beat him. But then his ego got inflated massively. KSI was then calling out Jake Paul, Logan Paul, every other YouTuber that had some sort of clout and some sort of following. He was calling out to boost his own following. They don't care about the YouTube channels anymore. They only care about money and dollar signs, and that is evident by doing boxing matches. If you had any integrity whatsoever, you'd stick to the craft you're doing well at, you're fantastic at, and you wouldn't try and branch out into these other markets. These, yes, diversify your portfolio, do other things. But when you're just jumping on purely for the money, and you're selling this to all your existing fans, telling them to buy pay-per-views when they've probably never bought a boxing or MMA event in their life, and they buy their first one purely to see you fight, it's a bit scummy. And then they think this is what professional fighters are like and this is how they conduct themselves. Of course, you've got fighters like Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, that conduct themselves in a obscene manner. But then you've got other professional people like Robbie Lawler, like Ben Davies. You've got all these other people that conduct themselves in a good manner. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm sick of this bullshit for ad. I'm sick of seeing it plastered all over YouTube. You've got professional boxing promoters signing these people. I mean, Eddie Hearn just can't contain his greed. He's signing YouTubers to boxing events. And he's saying, well, they've built this platform. Why should they not use it? Because they're YouTubers. They're gaming YouTubers. And their ego is being massively inflated to the point they think they're the shit. And they're going to these gyms. And because they've got the money, KSI would never be allowed to train at Floyd Mayweather's gym. I mean, come on. The money you have to pay to train there is ludicrous. If he wasn't rich, he wouldn't train there. They wouldn't give him the time of day because he's not good enough, simply put. I was in a normal boxing gym for 2.5 years, and if these had come in and they didn't have this whole aura about them from being YouTubers, they'd just get kicked the fuck out of in the gym and left on the side of the curb. And that's me being honest as someone who's boxed. These people, all these YouTubers are getting their egos inflated massively by this bullshit. I mean, you saw Joe Weller in the lead up to that KSI fight. He thought he was invincible, and after it, he realised, oh, boxing is not something you play at. He got beat by KSI, who isn't a good boxer, and then his ego got inflated. I wanted him to win, just to stop this charade, and then he carried it on. Fought Logan twice. Now he's on about fighting Jake. And lads, they're purely doing it for the money. I guarantee all these YouTubers, the big ones like Logan and KSI, got a couple million for the fight. I mean, unless they've got an absolute trash manager, they should have got at least a couple million each for their fights. But this is just where YouTube's going. We had the whole diss track trend, and now every single YouTuber wants to jump onto this combat fighting trend. Combat sport, should I say. And none of them can fight properly. Most of them are pumped up weightlifters, or most of them are just sitting in the bedroom 24 hours a day recording fucking videos. Now, I'm not saying don't do other things, but the fact that it's taking shine off people who train their whole life to be professional boxers and professional MMA fighters is what's pissing me off. People go say, well, Conor McGregor talk shit. He had the right to talk shit. He dedicated his life to a sport. He was an amateur Golden Gloves boxing champion. He then transitioned into MMA and trained for 4 or 5 years before he even made it to the UFC. He was a double champ in Cage Warriors. This is where people don't understand. They think KSI and Logan are comparable to people like Conor McGregor, people like Dan Hardy, people like Floyd Mayweather because they all spoke shit. No, they're not. Those were professional athletes. I'm saying athletes because now you've got KSI. You saw his brother when he fought. He turned up fat and out of shape. You've got these people who think they're athletes because they've fought in an amateur bout. Yes, I know some of them have got professional licenses now, but it's still an amateur bout. Because they're fighting other amateurs. They'd probably struggle even if they fought a journeyman boxer. I mean, you see the weight they were coming in at. I mean, I think KSI and Logan were cruiserweights. If they fought any cruiserweight in the top 100 in the world, they'd get wiped out in 1 or 2 rounds. But then you've got them talking like they are Conor McGregor, like they are these untouchable champions. You're not. I hate to break it to you, and it's just pissing me off because I know people who are professional boxers. I used to go to training when I never turned professional. And the road he had to get to be a professional boxer was fucking hard. And he, 2 stone lighter than KSI and Logan, he'd beat the living shit out of them. But he don't get as much shine. He's tried his hardest and dedicated his life to be a professional boxer. Now I know the argument can be said, well, he should build a platform first, be a YouTuber, get famous in some form, then go to be a professional boxer. But the problem with that is when you do that, people are already looking at you as if you're just a fad because you've already gained notoriety in something else, so why would you go and be a boxer? They'll be like, well, that's not his first choice, but it would have been. But he has to do this to get clout, to then go and get a good contract as a boxer, get paid a good amount as a boxer, and generate the revenue he needs to survive as a boxer. Because KSI and Logan are getting paid more than 95% of other fucking professional boxers. I mean, you've seen Jake Paul recruit Shane Mosley, an ex-world champion, and he'll be getting paid a pretty penny to coach him. That'll be the only reason he's accepted coaching a novice. Could you imagine if I went in there and said, Shane Mosley, I know you're a three or two-time world champion in multiple weight classes. Do you want to train me? He'd tell me to fuck off. Jake Paul walks in with a couple 100,000. Do you want to train me? Yeah. This is what it boils down to. You've got these professional boxers who are probably laughing behind the scenes that they're training such novices and such amateurs. But because they're getting paid shitloads, they're just agreeing to do it. Because they're thinking, fucking hell, I'm getting paid more to train these novices than I ever got paid in most of my boxing career per fight. I mean, if they were lucky, most of them got 1 or 2 million payday, unless you're Manny Pacquiao, unless you're Amir Khan, unless you're Floyd Mayweather, unless you're Anthony Joshua, unless you're Klitschko, unless you're generating these massive revenue fights, you probably ain't getting paid much. And you've seen how fast boxers who don't have the right people around them can blow through the money. Mike Tyson, Prince Nassim, Eubank, these amazing world-class fighters blow through the money fast because they don't have the right people around them. Now you've got these YouTubers with fucking massively inflated egos walking around the streets talking shit like the professional boxers, and coming from someone who's watched other boxers struggle to get the notoriety and admire the science that is boxing. It's pissing me off massively, lads, and please let me know if you agree with me in the comment section below, because I know I'm going to get some KSI and some Logan Paul and some Jake Paul dick riders in the comment section saying, oh, they beat you up. Hey, maybe, but I'm not trying to be a fucking professional YouTuber and then be a professional boxer like these fuckwits are. I'm making a video commentating on them because I think they're just dragging the whole sport as a whole down. And then you've got promoters that are just money-hungry bastards like Eddie Hearn picking this up and running with it. Of course he's going to run with it. He's going to make money. They're charging loyal fans £15 for the fucking pay-per-view of 2 novices fighting. If you go to any local boxing gym, if you've never seen a boxing fight before, you're like 13, 14 watching this, go to a boxing gym near you. There'll be one within 10 miles radius of you if you live in the UK. And just go and watch a fight in the gym. Watch a sparring match. You'll enjoy that more than this. And to join a local boxing gym, it's not even as expensive as the pay-per-view, and you can learn some actual skills and some actual discipline. They're milking their young fan base with paying for the fight because they know they'll buy it. This is how scummy some of these people are. £15 to watch 2 novices fight with fucking headguards on. The first couple of fights, when this YouTube boxing craze was going mental, was with headguards on, so you were watching a glorified sparring match over 6 rounds. It was fucking dreadful. And they were charging people for this YouTube boxing card. Honestly, lads, it blows my fucking mind that people were paying it. But of course, kid fans, they'll buy anything. I just want to say, if you've purchased any of those pay-per-views, lads, they don't care about you. They're trying to sell you stuff every chance they get. They've got millions and millions of followers. They make millions in AdSense, and they don't care. They still want to milk more off you. If you're listening, I'm not lying to you. This is what is happening. These are the people that you've looked up to for years, watching their content, you've supported them, and then they still try and sell you stuff. They do a YouTube boxing match. They couldn't just have a friendly boxing match without talking utter trash to each other and let the fans watch it for free or live stream it. You've got to pay for it. Just let that sink in, lads. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching them for a while, just let that sink in. They charge you to watch 2 novices fight. Are these really the people you think they are? Are these really the nice people you've been looking up to for years? They're not. They're not. They just got famous because their personality is enough to attract you. And they're like salesmen. They draw you in and then they just sell you things. But no one seems to realise this. Why do I have to be the one to make a video on this? They're like entrepreneurs. They're entrepreneurs, but they're conning people. We now want to be a professional boxer. It's £15 though to watch us, even though we never had a boxing match in our lives. Think about it, lads. Anyway, that's all I want to say about this, boys and girls. If you did enjoy the video, hit thumbs up. If you didn't, and you're one of those dick riders, hit dislike and call me a pussy in the comment section below. I'm anticipating a lot of it. Sorry, it's just gameplay. I don't look too good today, lads. I didn't want to do a face cam. I love you all. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I will be uploading content at least 3 times a week. I'm going to try and do in-depth breakdowns of any more of these bullshit YouTube boxing matches. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
These girls wanna tie a kid down and keep me around, but I would never change. I'm a dog, I'm a hound, but I tell them what they wanna hear. They like how it sound till I'm gone with the wind and I'm lost, never found. I met her at my show, then we smashed right after. If we go 3 rounds, then she fall in love faster. Very next morning, I'm Casper. in another city for a show, somewhere getting plastered. It's a disaster. To her, I'm a